Hey everyone, welcome to Sly News right here, which is one on Mr. Sly Media. This right here is my review on one of Tyler Perry's latest installment movies called Straw, starring Taraji P. Henson playing a character named Janiyah. So I've never been the biggest fan of Tyler Perry films, but this film isn't that bad. I wouldn't say it's terrible. I mean, it's entertaining. I'll say that for the most part. It's entertaining. It's an entertaining film as well. I understood the message and everything like that in the film. It just some stuff was typical kind of Tyler Perry stuff. So the film is about a character named Janiyah. She's pretty much trying to take care of a sick daughter, and everything can go wrong. That day goes wrong for her, with her daughter being sick. Even though we found in the film what really happens, her daughter, spoiler because this is a spoiler review, that we do find out that the daughter ends up dying the day before, and she's just having like hallucinations and all that. But she's behind on her bills and stuff like that. Her license is out of date, everything. Then a cop runs her over and everything. Which this whole part right here, I was joking with one of my friends about it and everything. The also is when the cop said, "Oh, the off-duty cop that pulls her over and everything like that," and then says to another cop on this, to right in front of her, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna find a way to legally blow your head off." That is not real. Everybody, that would not happen in real life. That's what I'm saying. I know off-duty cop is gonna say something like that. So that right there, stuff like that was just stuff that wasn't real. Even the scene with Glenn Turner as like the grocery manager, his character, different world alumni, Glenn Turner. Glad to see him still acting and healthy and doing his thing. But that whole thing with him being the grocery manager, like, I mean, he was an a-hole, but he was a little bit over the top. Like, being working at a grocery store myself, I've worked with all different kind of managers. No managers that crazy and that wild like that. That was a little bit over the top as well. That might be one of the top Tyler Perry villains, though, antagonists, I should say, in every film. The way he was, now that a lot of scenes were just even and funny, like and stuff with him and everything. So it was a little bit over the top. So that's why I said typical Tyler Perry stuff. There's stuff that's a little bit over the top. So whether you like it or love it and all that. So so that right there as well. And even how in the scene when she ends up killing him and shooting him, that kind of wouldn't happen in real life when they're getting robbed at gunpoint. His character and Taraji Penson's character getting robbed at gunpoint. Then Taraji Penson ends up accidentally shooting one of the guys, and then she ends up just killing the grocery manager and everything. I mean, killing her store manager and everything like that. That's another scenario that wouldn't happen in real life. That's not real. So it's just a lot of stuff in there was a little bit like out of place. That was a little bit wild. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I respect Tyler Perry's hustle, everything he done with movies and all that, but some of the same things he does in film and all that typical Tyler Perry stuff that is just whether you like it or you love it, or you just put your head down at it. But that was one that was one of those scenes in like Glenn Turner's character was just a little bit like over the top and kind of out there. Like that's not realistic and all and everything and stuff. And let's get on this viral moment, the viral moment everybody's talking about. The Tiana Taylor Walker playing the cop, the FBI, I mean the detective, I should say. That whole thing with her walk. Oh my goodness. I was joking about it saying I don't know if I was turned on by the walk or just laughing at it at the same time, the way her walk was in that film. That walk right there just killed it for me. But like I said, it's like it worked. I mean, everybody's talking about it, everybody doing dances about it. So definitely, as well, like, that right there to the walker did. But, that was entertaining. So, like I said, the film, I understand the message about, everything her character was going through. When Taraji P. decides to rob the bank to get money because she wants to have money for her daughter, who she, imagine thinking her head is still alive, but, really, she really thinks is really alive in her head, but in reality, she's really dead and everything like that when she attempts to rob the bank and all that. I remember the older lady in the film always said a big message Tyler Perry talks about in this film is always somebody got it worse than you do, and all that. So like I said, I understood that, but the whole thing, even not reality, like everybody was saying free Janiyah, all that and everything. In reality, I don't think that would happen if you like actually murder someone in cold blood like that, regardless of how your store manager is or anything like that. But nobody was saying free her off of that and everything. But I think because of the video she showed, it went viral, all that and everything. But in reality, that would not happen. Nobody would be talking about free her because of that. So that right there in the film as well. So like I said, it's entertaining and all. Like I've been saying 1,000 times. It just like some of the stuff just wasn't reality in the film. But like I said, good to see Sherry Shepherd. I've been a fan of her since she was on the Jamie Foxx show way back in the day. So she had a role in this film. I mean, I don't think Sherry Shepherd was bad in this film. She was cool actually in this film. So you know, like I said, it just a lot of like I said, a lot of stuff in the film was just over the top and everything. But like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's not one of Tyler Perry's worst movies. It just some of the stuff is just kind of like out there and everything. So, you know, like I said, I still think Ballerina, like I've been telling everybody, is a better movie. But I think sometimes about the name, the actress that plays in Ballerina, she's not as famous. Even though she's done a lot of film and all that, but she's not a big draw like a star. Appeal actress. So I think, that's why that film Ballerina do know what like I talked about in my movie review as well. Taraji P. Henson, she's a star, no doubt about it. That's why, she even talked about how she wasn't getting paid enough money, not knowing her and not getting enough what she was valued worth. She's a star. Sherry Shepherd, she has a daytime talk show. Everybody knows about her. She's been in this game for a long time. Tiana Taylor, everybody knows about her from her music, all that. Even of course, her whole thing relationship she did have Iman Shepherd and all that and everything and stuff. Them being together, so it's about the name. I still say Ballerina was a better movie than this, but it's like I said, just the names that are attached to it, and of course Tyler Perry, who he is as well. So that's why I feel like this film is more being talked about than Ballerina, because of the names. It's all about the name. What's the draw and all these names in this film made the movie, made this film what it is, and everybody's talking about it and all. So that's the thing about Tyler Perry movies. Like them or love them, everybody's always gonna be talking about it. So I mean, this film's, like I said, it's okay film. I mean, I give it a 6 out of 10. It ain't terrible. I give it a 6 out of 10. Solid film and all that. Like, would I go watch it again? And no, not really. Maybe if I caught on TV or something, maybe. But it's not something I would go on my way to try to watch again or anything. Like I said, it's not one of my favorites either from Tyler Perry. It's just like one of the decent ones, I would say. So, like I said, solid film. It's for that Tyler Perry fan base and all that. Solid, solid film and all. Like I said, if you like the content, don't hesitate to like subscribe button. It's Sly News right here on Mr. Sly Media. This right here is my review on the movie Straw. And also as well to, get a top of it, me growing up in a single parent household, I do relate a little bit to like the single mother thing and all that as well. So, I can't deny about that. So I definitely, do understand that also, in the film as well. But, like I said, it has its audience. Not like I said, it's not one of my favorites, but it did have me entertained. I can't lie. So, it did a little bit of sunrise. That's why I said I give it a 6 out of 10, and letter-wise a C+. So, okay film. But like I said, if you like the content, don't hesitate to like, subscribe button. Sly News which one of Mr. Sly Media. I haven't had a chance to see How to Train Your Dragon yet. I'm gonna try to see that soon. So reviews coming on that, and anything big in movie news, I will be talking that as well. But y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Blessed night, I should say, or good morning. I know it's like 4 a.m. So good morning to anybody that's just not getting up, and good night to anybody just going to sleep like I am. So y'all be safe wherever you at. This is Sly News right here with your one and only Mr. Sly Media. I'm out.